You mean to tell me that Mr. Blacklove himself may have been out here administering his uppercuts in the bedroom, together with Ray? Is this the end of the fairy tale relationship that we all believed was indestructible, or has Fapo been concealing a secret life from Remy all along? The devoted hip-hop spouse Papoose, who recently acknowledged having a kid with Claressa Shields, was praised by everyone for keeping Rima down throughout her attempt. Z's Network wrote this narrative, which had more turns than a telenovela. But how did the poetic monarch of fidelity and the queen of the ring end up together? Who knew that the turmoil surrounding newborn moms could include Grammys and gold medals? You'll be holding your pearls, checking Instagram, and wondering if anything in hip-hop is still genuine after reading all we've covered. So hold on tight. They want you to ignore the truth, but are you ready to hear it? Let's get started because this mess is causing a controversy. Look at this hip-hop kingpin, Papoose, also called Mr. Blacklove, who waited 6 years while Rima was sentenced to serve her time like a loyal pit bull in a cardigan. Thereafter, he suddenly and nonchalantly acknowledges that he is the father of a child with boxing great Claressa Shields. The street isn't only discussing Marinette, the rap husband of the decade, becoming the century's sideman. They're really pulling it off. Let's analyze this. Papoose, whose entire career has been more about embodying unwavering devotion to a soap opera than Billboard hits, is currently involved in a messy, deliciously twisted paternal scandal, and his alleged baby mama, not some random Instagram model who is snatching attention in the shady comments, is falling victim to a scam. Not just any Hollywood controversy, but one that resembles Barack Obama admitting in a TikTok giggle from a Waffle House loo after he fled with Serena Williams. Claressa Shields, the two-time Olympic gold medalist and undefeated world boxing champion, is the subject of our conversation in Room Now. While bench pressing your entire family, she might host a podcast about excellence and discipline. She is presently crawling on Rim Foreverman's El Child, according to rumors. What happened? How did the most stable hip-hop couple in the world become the newest inductees into the Celebrity Scandal Hall of Fame? Everything began with when Claressa Shields shared a fuzzy boomerang of baby booties in a suspicious Instagram story. Astute admirers did what they do best. They zoomed in, enhanced, and cross-referenced the image. The caption says, "Cute, right? Inspirational, maybe even boring wrongly." They discovered a bespoke gold necklace with the name Pap inscribed in frosty diamonds, the same as the one Papoose wore in a 2022 Hot 97 interview. But it was barely visible due to well capping in the backdrop. What actions did Papoose take? On his Instagram story, he posted a dark screen with the enigmatic caption, "Even kings fall from grace." Please tell us if this is a confession, a sonnet, or the beginning of a royal disaster. Meanwhile, Rema started studying hand sizes in reflected shadows, and she's never tolerated crap, especially from the baby. Within a few hours, TikTokers were using Twitter to plan a heist, which evolved into an FBI crime board. Mamakind was unusually quiet, and for someone who had famously threatened to pull up with receipts and a wig snatch, that stillness was louder than a stadium full of Remy bars. But there's more. Internet screenshots of purported correspondence between Claressa and Papoose from more than a year ago have been released to the public. The texts frequently contain winking expressions, flexing arms, emojis, and the occasional ant. One of the texts reportedly quotes Papoose as saying, "You have that fighter's heart, but I want to be your." Another purported DM has said, "Don't worry, I'm discreet. Loyalty isn't dead." What have you done with NR Blacklove, and who is this man? Claressa told a friend in leaked text messages published by another anonymous hero, "It's like watching Superman rob a 7-Eleven. Nothing makes sense. Dogs are dating cats. The earth is spinning backwards." Cornerman alignment is very effective, but it might also fertilize the Midwest. Range Rover is allegedly setting up a rumored boxing ring and private trainers in Claressa's backyard as a push present. Though none of this has been confirmed, hey, we're in the land of fake news and fantastic chaos. The pieces are beginning to come together, honey, but don't stop there just yet, because we also need to talk about Rima's recent behavior. If that isn't a verbal slap with her wedding ring still on, I don't know what it is. Speaking of betrayal, we can't forget the couple's well-known appearance on Love and Hip Hop, where they renewed their vows. Rumi has also started posting some, let's say, energetic subliminals on Instagram. One tweet read, "There's nothing worse than betrayal in slow motion. You guys are leaving behind lies." Following the vows in front of a sobbing group of reality TV ghosts and C-listers, Claressa shared a black and white photo of herself holding a baby's hand with the caption, "Power Strength." Fans noticed right away that the baby had a lyrical side eye and a noticeably wide nose. But hold on, we're forever, no matter what storm we face. We might have to get Maury out of retirement if the baby's first word is bars. There are anonymous nannies, former bodyguards, and even a hotel clerk who allegedly saw them acting very cozy in Detroit during a training camp up there. Still not convinced? Well, buckle up, because part 2 will delve into the alleged paper trail of money transfers, gift receipts, footage from the baby shower that was never broadcast, and one very suspicious lullaby with hidden meanings. When we arrived, we were shocked to see the baby holding the chain in the background and Remy's passive-aggressive subtweets, and then all of a sudden, Gulam, work hit with even more explosive receipts. That's right, welcome to the next round of the scandalous showdown, because it appears that Papoose and Claressa Shields' alleged affair may have lasted more than one night. Oh no, baby, this is beginning to look like a fully funded cross-state boxing glove wrapped in HP's UA. Let's start with the paper trail. The V&O records are the responsibility of an anonymous whistleblower who will call the transactions Zell Spill 420. It gets better. A lavish baby shower that was allegedly held in Atlanta earlier this year mysteriously went unposted, untagged, and untraceable until now, thanks to a security guard who goes by the name Witness Protection ATL. In addition to the $3,000 for labeled training camp snacks, $5,500 for the Lil Champ stroller, and $88,000 for ring rental, we now have a first-hand account of them pulling up in separate black Escalades. But let's talk about smiles. LPI Claressa released a mysterious song on her Instagram Live, and while it was a light-hearted melody, fans who screen recorded it noticed something unsettling. The lyrics included the line, "Baby born with bars in his soul." He had flowers, and they entered the same private room, but I swear, when he saw her belly, he smiled like it was Christmas. Isn't that the most well-known movie villain arc you've ever heard? Prophecy or a diss track aimed at Remy's heart, and guess who was seen lurking in the comments? That's right, Papa's cousin's barber's cousin. Well, maybe not him exactly, but someone with the username BlackLoveNeverin69 drops 3 microphone emojis and Lady Bottle, which on TikTok is essentially equivalent to a notarized affidavit. But let's go a step further, because according to a source who will only be named a punchline informant, the romance began because of a shared respect for strict rules. "Your hands are lethal," he wrote. He then allegedly held secret meetings during training sessions in Vegas, where they exchanged poetry because Papoose would naturally win people over with rhymes and late-night calls under the alias Coach Pap. According to one hotel concierge, he once asked for extra towels and chocolate-covered strawberries for recuperation. "I like a woman who can protect me now." If that's not the typical soft boy move wrapped in hypermasculine insecurity, I don't know what is. Then there's the jewelry element, where pictures of Claressa wearing what looks to be a rose gold pendant illustrate that, back in New York, Ryan Ma and Papo were allegedly working on a joint album release. According to sources, the film, which was originally dubbed Unbreakable, was shelved because of creative disagreements, which, in the vernacular of famous marriages, either means that someone forgot to take out the garbage or that someone produced a whole new baby on the side. Jewelry is now being tested for DNA by fans before the courts even step in. Let's discuss how the public responded. Some followers are upset by the turmoil, while others are ecstatic, and the internet is in a frenzy. When admirers asked her what the boxing glove with the initial P etched inside meant, she grinned, and one of her tweets went viral. If Papoose cheated, there's no hope. Another brave individual even deleted all of their love songs and started a fight club. Alphabetical Scandal is a remix of Papoose's Alphabetical Slaughter, with phrases like A is for air, B is for betrayal, and C is for Claressa. Although SoundCloud investigators are doing well, legal eagles are circling. Papoose allegedly postponed 2 scheduled appearances last month without providing an explanation, which has led to speculation that a discreet family court mediation may already be in progress, even though no paternity test has been verified. His team responded to inquiries about the issue by stating that he was preoccupied with personal affairs. If that wasn't enough, anonymous posts began to surface on celebrity gossip blogs stating that Claressa's camp was preparing for a major surprise. The message said, "Matters," which, let's be honest, is PR code for trying not to get hit with child support on Instagram Live. But get this, there's also talk that Rima has hired a private investigator. A fan wrote that she was spotted wearing a hoodie, sunglasses, and a Starbucks at the office of a respectable private investigator in downtown Manhattan. There has never been a higher stake. Pippo, who was formerly seen to be the embodiment of devotion, is now being rebranded as Silent Anarchy on social media. Even producers of Love and Hip Hop are negotiating to bring the SAA to the big screen, according to a source close to production, and are willing to offer Claressa a role in the upcoming season, but with one condition. One Instagram post shows him holding a baby and says he wrote bars for his baby before he wrote an apology. To be fair, Claressa had the internet watching, the fans were waiting, and the baby was reportedly already more popular than a Grammy-winning debut. Now, imagine that fan claims to have entered a private group chat for the baby shower and saw a listing for Papoose with the names C. Shields and P. Massey P.E. Could they interpret this as a mashup of Man plus Shields, or is that just a crazy troll? We haven't reached the climax yet, but the final round is here, people. The baby is on standby, the gloves are off, and what began as a mysterious Instagram story has now descended into a full-scale pop culture meltdown. Let's talk about the fallout. By streets, we mean Reddit forums with usernames like @BarsBeforeMarriage87, which reminds us that May has officially hired a lawyer. Claressa Shields' Papoose Rima, a baby who was allegedly born into bars and betrayal, is now facing legal troubles. They have too much time on their hands. Legal documents have already been drafted for their separation, and there are rumors that a multi-million-dollar prenuptial agreement may be challenged because, get this, Papoose allegedly broke a marital clause that said he couldn't engage in public romantic humiliation. These two had rules, so imagine it like black love with fine print. And now that very clause could cost him everything. The joint publishing company, the royalties from Pat and Reminisce merchandise, and even their cherished Brooklyn brownstone, including Wilder. What do you mean by whisperings? Shields' legacy as a respected athlete cannot be tarnished by unconfirmed paternity whisperings, girl. Claressa's camp is reportedly preparing for a defamation lawsuit in the event that the baby rumors are used against her brand. The memo states that should the child's parentage be contested or denied in public, we are prepared to take swift legal action. Hold on, because more sponsors are now freaking out. We can't have baby mama drama and alleged affairs linked to our performance leggings. Our demographic is suburban moms, not love and hip-hop warrior translation drama cells, but only if it won't ruin quarterly reports. Over 600,000 people responded to a viral poll asking who is telling the truth, Remy, Pat, or Claressa. Meanwhile, fans are demanding clarity after the athletic wear brand that allegedly paused their campaigns because this SAA is too hot to touch. The producers are working on a 3-part miniseries called Battle of the Bars Baby Edition, according to a juicy email leak sent to Urban TV insiders. The vote results were as follows. 41% said Remy, 33% said Claressa, and 26% said the baby knows and is just waiting for a bet special to speak. To be honest, that baby probably has a deal in the works because TikTok is already overrun with AI-generated baby rap battles featuring Lil Pap Shields and We're Not Okay. In the mystery voicemail that surfaced on X, formerly Twitter, late last night, Papoose and Claressa are seated face-to-face in the red TBL talk style, with ring lights, mimosas, and M. Scott Yon laughing in the background. The voicemail purports that Remy is refusing to give up the final edit rights and a custom diss track preview before airing Claressa, but only if there is a lie detector segment. People thought it was a private apology message to Randy until someone slowed it down and pointed out the background noise of boxing gloves hitting a heavy bag. Yes, this man allegedly left a voicemail from Claressa's gym. But it's always a mess of what sounded like Papoose saying, "I'm not perfect, but I never meant to hurt you." It's like watching someone set a loyalty award on fire in slow motion, and now the fans want blood. According to the comments, Savage Papoose cheated, and now my crystals won't charge. This person, a TikTok user, posted a theory thread with screenshots and a slide that read, "If you zoom into the baby's hand, you'll see it's the same prop used in Bayern's Black. Is king coincidence?" I don't think anyone else is convinced that this is a social experiment to see how quickly fans will turn on someone once their brand image breaks, and honestly, you guys failed miserably in zero. Joe Budden even took 3 seconds on his podcast to say, "Pap with Claressa, that man barely raises his voice, let alone his fists." No, I need proof. Show me a birth certificate with bars on it. The issue is that no matter how confused the facts are, the damage is done. Remy, Once the queen of hip-hop redemption is either preparing a lyrical comeback or signing divorce papers with a French tip and a middle finger. Capo's reputation is shattered. The ride-or-die fairy tale is leaking out in the comment section. And Claressa is either raising hip-hop's most egregious PR stunt since Kris Jenner discovered Kim's tape in a drawer. But one thing is for sure, screenshots and memes never go away, and betrayal, well, betrayal trends quickly. What comes next then? Will Papoose do an open interview while wearing a sweatshirt, drinking tea, and surrounded by prayer candles and a therapist who also works as a DJ part-time?